Hey everybody and welcome back. If you're just getting here, this is Tattoo Collectables and I'm your host Eric. This week, I've got a pretty exciting week for you. In the mail, I'm not even gonna show you the mail, I'm gonna let you hold off on that. In the mail this week though, it is all tattoo machines. Now some of these are harking back to the past, some of them are very modern, and but just fun. So, I'm gonna turn it over to What's in the Mail Eric, and we'll let his crazy ass show you what we got.
What's in the mail?
Well, I don't know what makes me so crazy, but he's always got to needle me with something. So, first thing this week, we got this little package from Unimax. Unimax, if you've been watching these shows, have been a treasure trove here lately because they put all this stuff up, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 years ago. They left it up and they never took it back down. And now the prices are all still the same as they ever were. When I saw this little thing, shoot, that is in there. Thanks to Mr. Domo though, it's not gonna be for long. All right, so when I saw this little thing, I thought, man, that is the neatest little thing. Okay, so got your receipt. I always keep the receipts. Unimax always puts it in this like super duper bubble wrap inside the box. I love this stuff. So I saw these. Now I've seen these for years. Okay, from back in the day, and this one's probably 20 or 30 years old. So there we go. So when I saw this online, I was like, that is the neatest little thing. Now this is, and I quote, the world's smallest tattoo machine. Although, if you watch today's episode, you're gonna find out this is not the world's smallest tattoo machine, but this one is pretty little. So, that is it. Like, this is the littlest freaking tattoo machine that I may have ever seen and held. So, we are going to do a machine heads on this. Now, this one actually runs. They said that you could hook this up and that it will definitely run. That I'm interested in seeing because this thing is real little. And the springs on it are brass. The coils are super tiny. But I mean, everything's there. I mean, and everything appears to... I just pulled out the tube. So the tube vise works just like a tube vise, and then the tube comes out. This is a tiny little tattoo machine. Now this is what's really cracking me up with this. So it came with a teeny tiny single needle on a bar. Now this bar is small enough to fit this machine, it would appear. And you just take a little paper towel and stick it right on there. I've never seen a needle and bar that small. That's awesome. So these are 65 bucks. They're on Unimax's website. I'd say go get one just to have one if you don't yet. Super neat little machines. Stay tuned because in the future we are going to do a machine heads on this little machine and we're going to see how it runs. I doubt that I will break out this little needle and actually use it as a tattoo machine, but I will definitely keep it in the collection. That is just super neat. Now, I'm gonna have to go back and look, but these might be little Leon Miller machines. I'm gonna have to get with Rich and find out because he had some minis that were Leon Millers. So we'll check that out and see if that isn't the case here. So I just love little stuff like that. It's so cool. So this one came from El Paso, Texas, down in the West Texas town of El Paso. This guy put this shit into this thing. So let's see what we got here. He packed it real nice. Oh, sweet. Now, this one was marked incorrectly. It was marked Don Collins, and I thought Dano Collins, because Dano has made machines like this in the past. He usually uses wood on the side there. This is a good looking machine, though. It's a heavy machine. It's got a two-part tube vise tightener, which I'm not sure how good that would work. But anyway, it's on the outside. It's made like a knife maker would make it, and I've seen Dano Collins do some stuff like that. So I contacted him. When in doubt, pick up that phone. I contacted him, and he said he gave me a name, and I'll put it up right here. I can't remember it right now. But he said it wasn't one of his, but it is a guy from Michigan, and I love it. It is pretty freaking heavy, so I bet it pounds things in. It has a super long stroke. This will be in another upcoming episode of Machine Heads. We've got a bunch of stuff to show you in that. But I want to see how this one runs. Now, I didn't pay a whole bunch for this. I think I gave $100 for this. Let's hold it up there. There we go. Against my black shirt, you can barely see the darn thing. I'm going to get you some better pictures of that. He rolled the coils and wrapped those in $2 bill coverings. And it looks like he actually cut a $2 bill up to make it, which I think is just about the most awesome thing you can do. You're actually destroying money to make something cooler. But yeah, that one, I didn't pay a whole bunch for that one, but I certainly like it. And like I said, in an upcoming Machine Heads episode, I will run that for you, and we'll see how she runs. Now, let's do this one next. This one came from Deltona, Florida. I'm not sure what this is here from Deltona, Florida, but we're about to find out. I believe it's a tattoo machine, but I'm not sure. Like I've said in the past, we film these in such a way that I'll come in and film like 7 or 8 different episodes. Okay, I know what this is now. This guy always sends a little packet of something extra with it, and that's what that was. It was just a little packet of stuff. Now this is a Larry Hanks frame. That's what it was built at. They said that was a Larry Hanks frame, but it was rebuilt by a guy named Rich, but it wasn't Rich T. But this is just a neat little machine. It's kind of weighty for a brass machine, but it's got some really neat engraving on it. It looks like an older machine. I believe it's supposed to look like an older machine. I know it's not. I know it was recently cast. But as far as everything on it, it all looks good. It looks right. Oh, that's what that is. The little wing nut goes on the side here and tightens this little... Ooh, that's a thin tube vise, though. I don't think I'd use that too often. Look how thin that tube vise is on that. There, you can see a little bit of there. It's just super thin. I think that thing's gonna fail pretty quickly. The rest of it's a beautiful looking machine. Like I said, it's a little weighty. But that one will definitely be on an upcoming Machine Heads. They have put some sort of tape inside the armature bar there, and I'm sure to silence it down a little bit. It's got very little gap in the back. Ooh, and it's not a very big throw at all. That's a freaking tiny ass machine. Now, I think I gave about $130 for this machine, and I gave that because it was an Aloha Larry frame, a Larry Hanks frame. And it's a good looking frame, except for that front tube vise. I just don't care for that a bit. So I'm glad they didn't leave it tightened. So anyway, that's that one. I like it. We'll see how that runs in another upcoming. I got a bunch of Machine Heads that we're doing. That one might go into my home collection. All right, now this is the last one. So. This one, where did it come from? It came from somebody we know. It came from Platteville, Wisconsin. Now, we've gotten machines from this guy before. His machines are always legit. And I don't expect this one to be anything other than... That said contains 2 packages. So let's see, we only ordered one machine from this guy. I'm not sure what oh, wow. Okay. He always sends extras with his stuff. So there's an extra set of coils. Now these coils look like they've been beat up a little bit, but as with coils, it doesn't really matter how they look, it matters how they run. So there's an extra little set of, I think they're 1-inch coils. They're little, they're on a yoke, so you can put them on a whatever kind of machine you like. I wonder if these are drilled. No, they don't appear to be. So this is yeah, get it. Somebody getting it out there. So this is just a bag of assorted dice. Now a lot of guys will drill these out and they'll put them on their contact points. I think these are super neat. Some of them are pretty old looking. But those will look super cool on the back of a machine. I might toss these to one of my machine builder buddies, and wow, they have a really great sound to them. And then this is just a bag of like assorted parts, little rear binding posts with little hand grenade looking contact points in them. It's a whole bag of stuff here. I mean, it looks like if you were out of something, that's a pretty neat key top there, but it's so shallow, I'm not sure what you'd use that for. So anyway, another little bag of goodies there. There's always something with this guy. He's always got some little bag of goodies for us. I ain't mad at him for it. And then this is the second. Now it's marked, it's in a Vlad. Now I'm gonna have to read it. I can't remember what it, VladBlad.com. That's the box that it was in. I've seen Vlad's stuff before. He's from Russia. He does some really cool stuff. Ooh, okay. So this is, excuse me. This is a Unimax machine. It is called the Apollo. Now the Apollo, to me, looks like a lot of it was borrowed from the Jim Dandy, because it definitely, like, parts of it definitely look like a Jim Dandy. It's a bent frame machine. It's got some older coils on it. The coils are square front coils. It looks like it could benefit from some shim work, but it has a silver contact point on it. It's got a silver contact point on the spring, which is usually, they don't do those a whole bunch anymore. Those have since gone out of fashion. And mainly it was for, you would screw a little thing on there and it was silver. So it made a really great contact with your contact point, especially if your contact point was silver too. And when it would burn out, you could just unscrew it and screw a new one into your spring. So if you got that machine like right in the sweet spot of where you like it running, you could keep it there by using one of those. Like I said, they don't do them much anymore. Now you could tell that this bottom was, it's a bent frame, and it fits into a slot into the tube vise, and then is tightened down through with the screws to your coils. But this one has what they call a strongman tube vise on it. Now, it's a neat looking tube vise. If you can see that little R looking thing in there. Now that is all cut out. And this thing will, when you unscrew, we'll go ahead and do it so I can show you. When you unscrew this thing all the way, and you back that screw, well, that screw isn't gonna back out. But you can kind of tell that that whole piece comes out. Like it's meant to pivot in there. Now this looks very similar to the one that Tommy Spalding designed for the Supreme in 1978. I've got a picture of that. I'll show it to you, not in this episode, but in an upcoming episode. I will let you see that. He gave me a super nice picture. Every place I stopped gave me something really cool, really one of a kind and really nice. Once all this East Coast stuff is wrapped up, I'm going to show you everything that they sent me home with, and it's no small amount of stuff, and it's all awesome. Every single stop had something like that. But that's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of the 78 that Tommy designed that never ended up going into the catalog. It looks like somebody liked it, Tommy, because it's not exact, but it definitely reminds me of that. Now, this Apollo was the upgraded Apollo. So you could get a bargain basement Apollo that didn't have the Strongman tube vise, just had a regular tube vise. It didn't have a silver contact point or a silver contact point on the spring. It was a little lower priced. This one is not one of those lower priced ones. This one is a nice Apollo. I gave about $95 for it, which I think is a steal, because if you go to get them now on Unimax, you're still looking at $250, $300 for one of these. But if you can't find one of the old ones, go to Unimax and buy the best one that they have. I think that you'll really dig it. And the fact is, it's a collectible. You will definitely put this in your collection someday, and someday somebody will pull it out and be like, is this an Apollo with a Strongman tube vise? And they'll love it. So you'll get to see that one on an upcoming Machine Heads. I know I keep saying that, but we are going to do some more Machine Head stuff. You all seem to really enjoy that, so we're definitely going to do some of that. So I am going to throw it back over to announcer Eric, and he will tell you what else is coming up. I am out of here for the week. I will see you next time. So hopefully you dug that. Man, I love doing all machine episodes, mainly because I am what they call a machine hooker. I love tattoo machines. I can't get enough of them. Some of them I will use in the skin. Some of them never see skin again. They just go up on the wall somewhere, and that's where they stay, because I like them so much. I don't want to wear them out, you know. Welcome back to Machine Heads. As promised, I told you I was going to get back to this. So the first comeback is going to be showing you these plastic Superior machines. Now, if you go back a couple episodes, you'll be able to see this is a V-Rad and this is a Raven. It's a green Raven. Now, usually the Ravens are black, like I said in the other episode. This one is green. They are super lightweight. I mean, this doesn't even feel like a real machine. But when you hook it up, and yet there's no hole in the back of the machine. It's a hole through the screw that holds on your rear spring, which I thought was kind of neat. Let's see how it sounds. You know, for a plastic machine, that sounds pretty darn good. What's it run at? Runs at about a 7. Oh, and it pounds, man. Like that would definitely put a definitely put a line in. All right, now let's see that was the Raven. This one is the V-Rad. Kind of chunky, kind of poopy sounding. Ugh. All right, let's try adjusting this a little bit. I'm gonna bring it down just slightly and out just a little, just a bit. That sounds better. It doesn't punch though. So the reimagining of this machine actually took it downhill a little bit. Now, is it sparklier? Sure. Is it in an array of colors? Without a doubt. Is it the Raven? No. Nevermore. Yeah, the difference between these two is night and day. Yeah, that one I could sit down and line with this or shade with this. Let's see which one. That's a liner. I could sit down and line with this thing all day long. And as long as it didn't heat up, it wouldn't melt the plastic frame. Doesn't feel like it's getting hot. Had somebody come to me and said, you know, those Ravens are pretty good, I'd have been like, oh, really, are they? Because they sound like shit, you know, but this one really doesn't sound like poop. It sounds like a decent machine, man. Like the Superior Raven, I'm going to have to give it at least a 4 out of 5, man, for real. Let's say a 6 out of 10. But I believe that I could sit down and just carve it out with that all day. Now, one of the differences I see right now is that one of these is an 8/32 and one is a 6/32 contact point. Did they do anything else different? Other than the fancy schmanciness of the coils, it doesn't look like they did much different. The aluminum guillotine is a little bit smaller. It doesn't quite cover from side to side, but neither did the first one, I guess. The interior of it's a little smaller. The interior collet of the tube vise, but it just, and that sounds a little bit better. Oh, there we go. But it doesn't have the thump to it that the other one did. I'm gonna have to give the V-Rod a 4 out of 10. It just sounds like poo. To tell you the truth, I would have to use these on skin to tell you if they were really good. But the Raven seems like a decent machine to me. Like if you were gonna go out and purchase one of these to actually put it into rotation, go with the Superior Raven, no matter what color, I would guess. Leave the V-Rads in the 90s. It seems like it's a whole different thing. Just my opinion, but it seems like the Raven is a little bit better of a machine. So, told you that first time we're gonna do 2 machines, and there you go. You got the Raven and the V-Rad, both of them plastic polymer frames. I'm assuming that those frames are some kind of heat resistant so they don't melt. But I couldn't tell you that for a fact. I haven't run these very much, and I don't plan on running them much. These are collectible machines. I don't see me putting them into rotation at all. This one, I would say the V-Rad, 4 out of 10. The Raven, 6 out of 10. Not a bad machine. Still, I doubt I'd use it every day. So, that's my opinion, man. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. And we'll go back to announcer Eric now and see what he's got for you. I'll see you next time. So, but that is it for what we had today. Until we meet again, I want you to do some stuff for me. I want you to put a bunch of large bills into an envelope. I want you to seal that envelope, and I want you to put the address that's no. I want you all to stay safe. I want you all to be nice to each other, and I want you all to keep on collecting. Hey everybody, thanks for watching, and please hit the subscribe button down below and check out these videos. We've worked real hard on these too, and I think if you enjoyed this one, you'll enjoy those too.